Thinking about moving to Sebastian, Florida? Well, pump those brakes because in this video, I'm gonna go over 5 cons that you need to know before moving to Sebastian, Florida. We're gonna dive into that right after this. So what's going on, guys? My name is Andrew Pench. I'm a local realtor down here in beautiful Vero Beach in Sebastian, Florida. If you're looking for a channel that goes over everything about what it's like to live, play, eat, sleep, and buy real estate anywhere in the Florida East Coast, then like this video, tap that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell because I'll be notifying you every single week with a new video about what it's like living here on the East Coast of Florida. I'm getting calls from people every single day and I absolutely love it. So if you have any questions or concerns before moving down here to the Florida East Coast, then you've got to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email because I promise I will have your back when making that move down here to Florida. All right, guys, so now it's time to jump into the video of the 5 cons that you need to know before moving to Sebastian, Florida. And it's going to be pretty different than the cons that we have in Vero Beach because the two towns are very, very different from each other. So Sebastian's going to be a little bit more laid back, while the Vero has more of a reputation of being the Hamptons of Florida. So more old Florida in Sebastian, Hampton style living in Vero Beach. So let's just go ahead and now that you know that, dive into number 5. So number 5 is going to be, you're not going to find the big time franchise restaurants that you find anywhere in Sebastian, but you are pretty close driving distance in Vero Beach. So what I will kind of dive into, and as I'll tell you, we don't have the Chipotles, we don't have even a Chick-fil-A, we don't have a Chili's, we don't have a Bole. Bole was one of my favorite restaurants up in Orlando, where you came in, it was kind of like a Chipotle style where you pick your ingredients, but they changed the menu up a little bit more than Chipotle did. And we don't even have an Outback. So there is other places that you can go that are very close to that, but they're gonna be mom and pop shops that mimic the same food, actually are a little bit better or more, much, much better than, in my opinion, than those big top franchises that I was telling you about. So if you're looking for a steakhouse that compares to Outback, then we've got Captain Butcher's Steakhouse, Bar and Grill, and seafood as well. We've got the Sebastian Roadside Restaurant that also has a lot of other great choices. We've got Mobe Grill if you're a seafood type of person. And there really is too many seafood restaurants to name in Sebastian, Florida, but just to give you a handful, and by the way, these aren't just seafood, a lot of these also have the burgers, steaks, things like that, big entrees, things for kids to enjoy, kids menus. So I don't want you to think that this is just seafood joints that you have in Sebastian, but we've got Mulligan's, we've got Outriggers, we've got Captain Hiram's, Krabby Bill's, Crab Stop, and Squid Lips, all just to name a few. So it's very, very lucrative as far as what your options are here in Sebastian, and not to mention almost every restaurant that I just named there in that handful is all sitting waterfront. So if you like waterfront dining but don't want to pay the waterfront premium prices, then you have those to choose from because Sebastian is more of a local town and they like to keep the prices down to have the locals keep coming back because there's not really an attraction for tourism in this part of the state. So that's why we like to keep the prices down. You're not going to be gouged like you do in Orlando, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Sarasota, Tampa. Those areas all have attractions and people who are coming for tourism to come down and enjoy those restaurants, while in Sebastian and Vero Beach, you don't have that same tourism attraction coming in, raising those prices. So that's a plus in my book, and you've still got plenty of options that you probably never even heard of because they are those local mom and pops. Number 4, this is gonna be an obvious one, but that's gonna be that the real estate here in Sebastian, Florida used to be a lot more affordable than it is in Vero Beach. But to be honest with you, the attraction to Sebastian is starting to be just as strong as the attraction to Vero Beach for different reasons. But there used to be a big spread. Vero Beach used to be the place where everything was happening. This is where everyone knew to go to retire. If you wanted the hidden gem, if you were in on all the information that was the hidden gem, which was Vero Beach, then you located there. But now we are starting to expand. Vero Beach is running out of room, and then Sebastian is starting to become more of the attraction to people. So there used to be, Vero Beach was up here, Sebastian was right here for real estate prices, and right now I'd say our gap is closing to right about here because you can still get a slightly better home, more square footage, newer, less problems, less things that you need to worry about in Sebastian, Florida than you can in Vero. But one thing to know about Sebastian too is if you're not a fan of septic, you're probably not going to find a house that doesn't have a septic system that's on the well system in Sebastian. It's pretty rare. It's very rare to find, especially in the Sebastian Highlands. But a plus to that is also you're on county water in a lot of parts of Sebastian, especially in the Sebastian Highlands. So you've got county water, but you've also got septic to deal with, which could be a plus because you're not paying for the sewer that you do a lot in Vero Beach. And trust me, the majority of your water bill is going to come from the sewer charge versus the water charge. So you're actually saving a little bit of money having that septic. But it is something to know. You've got to be a little bit more careful about what gets getting flushed down and what goes into your drainage system when you are part of a septic system. But it's definitely a plus because you're saving a little bit of cash there. Right now, when recording this video, the average price point around Sebastian, I would say, is right around $350,000 to $400,000. May bump up a little bit more. We're noticing a lot of new construction homes being sold right around the $400,000 range. And believe it or not, Adams Homes is a builder. They're releasing a lot of new construction homes that are being sold with 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, right around the $400,000 range that you can get into. But just know that with that price point comes a lot of builder grade things, such as carpet, Formica countertops, not real wood cabinets. So if you are more so interested in just getting a newer home, just on a standard size lot, then that can be done for around $400,000, maybe a little bit higher for the 4 bedroom, 3 bath version. And a 3 bedroom, 2 bath version still is right around the $350,000 to $400,000 for that new construction. Like I said, there's a lot of new releases being done for Adams Home, but I just wanted you to know that that comes with the builder grade upgrades. So there's not going to be a lot of granite countertops or real wood cabinets. Tile flooring isn't even going to be included in a lot of those homes because carpet comes at a lesser expense. Now, top for number 3, if you're coming from a big city, metropolitan area where you're living in the middle, in the heart of where everything is going on, you can ride an elevator down or just walk down the stairs and be 2, 3, 5 minute walk, or hop on those birds. I know when I lived in Orlando, we'd go downtown and we'd hop on those electric scooters. Indianapolis, I know, has a lot of those as well. So if you're coming from any big area like that, then you're probably going to be disappointed because Sebastian is a lot more car reliant than those bigger cities. So just know that when you come here, you're going to want to definitely have a vehicle. I don't care if it's a scooter, sometimes even a golf cart may work, but walkability is just not going to be the same in Sebastian as it is in those bigger cities like Orlando, Miami, and Sarasota. Those are the real kind of old school walkable downtown central area type of place that you'd want to move to, but it comes with a price living close to those areas. Just know that Sebastian does not have a lot of that. There is a little bit of a caveat to that. Of course, I always talk about little caveats that we have in these videos, but if you're close to main road where Squid Lips, Captain Hiram's is, tiki bars, other places like that, then maybe, yeah, if that's what you like to do. I have a client right now that loves Earl's Hideaway. He goes there every day, and he took me for the first time. I've never been. It was more of a biker bar, so I kind of stayed away from it, but oh my God, the people there were nice. The waiters, waitresses were all wonderful. The food was insane, and I could see why it attracts such a big crowd throughout the entire day. So you've got a great view of the water when you're sitting there. You've got a line of motorcycles, and it's a lot of just old school retirees still riding their motorcycles and then just cruising around enjoying the coast. So a totally different idea than what I thought it was originally, but definitely a great option nonetheless. So you could live on that street or anywhere near that area to where you can be walkable to that, because the space between all these areas, like I was saying, Captain Hiram's Tiki Bar, Earl's Hideaway, Outriggers, Squid Lips, all that, they're all very close proximity on the same street. So yes, you can have good walkability if you have the ability to buy anywhere near that area. So that's also a good thing to know. So don't be too afraid if your car breaks down. You can still enjoy yourself if you're near that area. Number 2 is going to come to no surprise to a lot of people, and it could be a pro, depending on what your mindset is and what you're looking for. But number 2 is going to be, it is a very small population area. So if you're not looking for the busyness of the bigger cities in Florida, then Sebastian, Vero Beach, the Indian River County area, and then even a little bit of Brevard County north of that in Grant-Valcaria. And I made a video about the new construction coming up in Grant-Valcaria. I'll include it. One of these areas, I always forget which way to point to, but it's going to be up here. And you can look into that and have a great little town to live into, where it's not going to be a big population, low crime rates, and just still plenty of things to do because you're driving distance to that area that I was talking about before. But it's going to be a tight-knit community. It's going to have a lot of people who are locals who go to the same place every day, and it may be a little bit harder to break in, but I'm telling you, the people here are very welcoming, very nice, and it differs quite a bit from Vero Beach, which is a little bit more of a cliquey, more Hampton style type of living like I was explaining before. All right guys, so now it's time for the number 1 con of living in Sebastian, and that's going to be, if you are looking for luxury living, Sebastian's not for you. Sebastian has a lot more laid back old Florida feel, like I've been saying several times, and it's just not a place where you're going to bring your 10-story high-rise mansion and live, in Sebastian with the butlers and things like that. It's just not that type of area. Vero Beach, however, has several properties like this, upwards of $30 million that are being sold, every couple of weeks that I'm seeing on the market. But go to Sebastian, that's where you come for the shorts, flip-flops, t-shirts, Bud Lights, live music, just an overall good time, feet and toes in the sand, Margaritaville type of feel. So that's really what you're looking for when you move to Sebastian. When Vero, a little bit more tight-knit, more buttoned up, you see more dresses, more people showing off what they have, more Bentleys on the road and Maseratis and yada, yada, yada. You get what the picture I'm trying to paint about both areas. So don't try to impress anyone when you're living in Sebastian. Just be who you are, be relaxed, and you're gonna get along with everyone just fine in Sebastian, Florida. So guys, that really wraps it up. Once again, if you have any questions or concerns about moving down here to the East Coast of Florida, then give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. My information is gonna be right here. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Happy 4th of July, and I'll be seeing you next week. Thank you.